Hi, my name is Kathy Romaine. I'm a realtor with Elite Realty in Paducah, Kentucky, and today I'm going to do a quick comparison of the VA loan versus a conventional loan. Now, of course, you definitely want to talk with your lender about your personal circumstances and see what the best rates are that you can get for any loan. So with that disclaimer, let's go ahead and begin. So we're going to look at Navy Federal rates for the rates we're going to look at today. So this is Navy Federal Credit Union, and the VA loan rate of 30 years is 5.25%, and then the conventional fixed for 30 years also is 5.5. So those are the two rates that we're going to plug into our comparison. So let's start with the interest rates. So we have 5.25 and we have 5.5. So we're going to use a $200,000 loan because that's about an average price for a home in Paducah. And so we're going to go ahead and put that amount in here. And with it being conventional, you have to at least put 3% down. So we're going to assume that you want to pay the least amount down in this. And that's why the VA loan with a 0% down requirement is a good option for veterans. And so we're going to go with 3% down for the conventional with that same amount of house of 200,000. So that's going to leave us with 194 for the loan and 6,000 for the down payment to add up to 200,000. The funding fee. So with VA, we're going to need a funding fee, and that is going to be for a first-time user 2.15% most of the time. Again, you need to verify with your lender. So we're going to take the 200,000 times 0.0215. So when we're dealing with percentages, we need to move over to the left 2 decimal points, and we get 4,300. So the total amount after that fee is going to be the 200,000 plus the 4,300 if you want to include the funding fee in your loan amount. You don't have to do that. You could put it down as almost like a down payment like you have to do with the conventional, but we're first going to factor it in this way. Okay? And then your monthly payment then, after that fee, we're going to go ahead and look at the bank rate mortgage calculator to do that. Okay? So we have our mortgage amount of $204,300 and the 5.25 interest rate already loaded in here, and that gives us 1,128.15. That's our monthly payment after that fee. Okay, and now looking at the conventional, we're not going to have a funding fee, and our loan amount's going to remain the same, so that's still 194. But we are going to have PMI. So PMI is mortgage insurance. If you don't put 20% down, you do have to pay mortgage insurance, basically because the bank is concerned about you having what you need in the home in the case they were to need to foreclose. So you're paying this insurance until you get to that 20% down. So we're going to multiply the cost of the loan by, we're going to go with the lowest PMI, so we're just showing an example, is 0.005 because again, it's a percentage, and we're dividing that by 12. So our PMI is going to be $81 per month. So we're going to add that amount into the actual monthly payment. So we're going to take this 194 and go back to our mortgage calculator. And this time we have 5.5% as the interest rate. And we also need to fix this to 3% down. Well, okay, sorry, 200. And then they'll know it's 3% down. Okay, 3% down on the 200. We get 6,000 down, interest rate of 5.5. Update that, 1101.51. But then we need to add in the $81. So first it looks cheaper. But with that $81 added in, you see that your monthly payment is going to be slightly higher. Now, this is if you put that funding fee into your loan. So we're going to take a look if we were to decide to pay the funding fee up front. And I already have it mostly filled out. So our loan amount is $200,000 now. So let's go back to our bank rate calculator again. $200,000, only we're going to have a 0 down payment. Change this back to 5.25. Oops. 5.25. Wow, it's a little bit temperamental here. 5.25. There we go. And update it. It's 1104.41. So even if you had kept that 1105, it still would have been lower just to do the VA if you put that funding fee down to start with. Hopefully this was helpful. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Have a great day. Bye.